report. I could put it that way. So we're gonna be discussing today, as you can see, the TNA Wrestling Dictatorship uh, tactics that they're using to silence Tessa Blanchard and to talk about the 2020 racial slurs and whatnot. So scandal. So there was a report going around that you know TNA Wrestling is trying to stop the media from asking Tessa Blanchard about her 2020 racial slur scandal that she had back 5 years ago, whatever it was. So now there's reports going around that the TNA is trying to stop journalists. If you want to interview her, you cannot ask her about the racial slurs scandal. Now, uh, I mean, it's crazy why TNA is trying to stop control the media from even if she has an interview, you can't ask her these questions. What are they hiding? There's nothing to hide because at the end of the day, if you think about it, the, we all know what she did back in 2020. In 2020, she went and pretty much, was going for the men's world title. And a couple of days before that whole situation happened, Allison Kay tweeted something to the support of Tessa Blanchard talking about she was supporting women wrestling. And Tessa Blanchard's tweet at that time was, "Hey, women, try and supporting one another. Cool thing happened," you know. And Allison Kay came out of nowhere and said, "Remember when you spat in a black woman's face and called her the N word in Japan? Was that you supporting women?" The audacity of this tweet. And this was back in January of 2020. Now, with this being said, um, right there and then, TNA continued instead of canceling the match and stopping her from making history. They decided that, hey, we're going to continue on with this match and we're going to give her the TNA World title. She ended up holding the TNA World title for a good, I could say, 2 or 3 months because the COVID hit right now. So when COVID hit, you know, now there was not TNA, they didn't have that much, there was no traveling restrictions and all this nonsense. She did not want to come to the United States. She was married at that time to Daga and whatnot. She didn't want to travel. But TNA did tell her, look, you know, you could do videos and you could send us the videos on promos and we'll work with that. She decided no, she wanted more money, you know. And now all of a sudden, after all that happened, that she wanted more money and all that, TNA decided to strip her off the world title and then fired her. Here we are, 5 years later, and she's back with the company. And with the company being, right now, pretty much suffering. TNA is suffering. That's why they asked WWE to help them. They brought her back. A lot of people did not like her coming back to TNA and whatnot. And now TNA is trying to control the media from if you want to interview her, you cannot ask her anything about the racial slur that happened in 2020. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to stop the whole situation and whatnot of this to talk about the allegation? She still to this day has not said sorry to what she did. She's not taking no accountability of what she did back in Japan. And in case you want to know who was this wrestler that she spat at that was black, it was Rosa Negra. Rosa Negra is a Puerto Rican wrestler, but she looks black. She apparently, Allison Kay claims that she spat in her face. And there was word after that situation, there was a lot of word that came out that said she was a bully. She got pretty much blackballed from wrestling, if you think about it. WWE didn't sign her to begin with when they did the Mae Young Classic. She wrestled there. They didn't like her attitude, and they let her go. She did participate in that first All In 2015, and when she did wrestle in a four-way match, they had Britt Baker involved in that. Um, who was it? Madison Rain, and I forgot who was the other one. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Chelsea Green. I could be wrong. But then she went to Impact and she made a name for herself. But just when she was about to go against the world champion at the time, I can't remember who was the world champion, they came out of nowhere and this scandal broke out. You know what I'm saying? And this seems to be as of late, the new trend. Hulk Hogan, another guy. Hulk Hogan, remember when Hulk Hogan, the N word came out, the video came out, and he ended up suing Gawker and won $110,000. He's definitely a racist. There's no doubt about that. You know what I'm saying? And yet WWE went and brought him back, pretty much not caring what the wrestling fans thought about and whatnot, and they've still brought him back. And it looks to me now this is the same thing TNA is doing. They say they don't care what the wrestling fans want, so we're bringing back Tessa Blanchard. Why are they bringing back Tessa Blanchard? They just lost Jordan Grace. And after Jordan Grace, there's pretty much no one besides Master Slamovich, who is the Knockouts champion. But besides that, who they got? So you bring in Tessa Blanchard, and then Tessa Blanchard still coming in with that. It's like it's a promo that she's doing, but she sounds like exactly how she will be in real life. If you guys get me what I'm saying? And to me, I mean, it affected her career if you think about it. She's never been a type of woman that wherever she goes, she has people got good things to say about that. She was in the Women of Wrestling where Jenny Buss company a couple of years ago, matter of fact, 2 years ago, and she started the Women of Wrestling all over again, and they was using her as the top talent. And here we are again, and she's getting fired from Women of Wrestling. TNA went in and picked her up. You know what I'm saying? The scandal itself has ruined her reputation. I mean, do you think AEW is going to take a chance with that? Hell no, especially after her father, Tully Blanchard, was working for AEW, and then when he left, he started talking bad about AEW. Well, this is the new thing. Every wrestlers do that now. They leave AEW, they got something negative. They never got nothing new, nice to say about AEW. But anyway, I digress. The problem with it is that now TNA is trying to control the media. The media can't ask her anything about the racial situation. And she still hasn't said sorry. She has not, uh, you know, pretty much take accountability for what she has done. She hasn't done any of that. Any of that. You know, again, in the media restriction, why are you restricting her from talking about this? If she talks about it and at least be sorry about it, then people won't be looking at her any which way. You know what I'm saying? And journalists right now are being told you can't ask her these questions. Now, the crazy thing is that TNA is trying to control the media. You can't control the media. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you can control is that you could ask Tessa Blanchard, don't show up for the interview because they're going to ask you about the racial slurs and the racial allegations that happened in 2020. It's the only way TNA could control the media from asking her when she does interviews. But that's not a good look for TNA either. Because if you're stopping the media from doing an interview, that means that Tessa's not going to be the only one who is going to be is hurting her reputation and her value in the wrestling business. It's going to happen when wrestling media is not going to want to deal with any TNA wrestler because TNA is trying to control them. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, and this is something similar to what we saw with Hulk Hogan. The difference is with Hulk Hogan, they took him out of the Hall of Fame for a couple of years and came back and apologized to the locker room. But even New Day was like, and Kofi Kingston, they didn't believe that he was sincere. And he showed that through the whole Donald Trump campaign. Some of these people are not sincere. And if she's not taking accountability for, for the allegations that Allison Kay said about her spinning at Rosa Negra's face, and she hasn't come out and said, no, it's not true. She hasn't said, oh, they lying. That's not true because this happened 5 years ago. And the woman, the only wrestling shows I think she wrestled was Wrestling Warriors. She came out one time. She wrestled for Women in Wrestling for a while. But in the last 5 years, she hasn't really been seen in the big picture. And I know definitely she's not going to show up at NXT. You know what I'm saying? And if they do, they go to show you that WWE and TNA are alike. That they don't care if these guys are how you call it, racist or not. As long as they get the buck out of the fan and whatnot. It's just it's amazing. And right now TNA is trying to control the narrative. You can't control anything because everybody knows it's been 5 years, and you're trying to Make believe this shit never happened. It did happen. It did happen. She's been. This is why she hasn't been in any big promotion. She wrestled in AAA, but let's be realistic about AAA also. It's the reason why AEW don't mess around with AAA. Look who's running that. Conan. This is the same guy who brought in Marty Skrull, a guy who was accused of having sex with a minor, about to the Rio, a woman beater, who's their champion right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what look what TNA works with. TNA has a working relationship with AAA. That's why AEW stepped back because of all this nonsense that was going on. So, I mean, what's anyone going to tell me? You know what I'm saying? I want to say hi to those people who are online checking this out. Ellis and Ellie, thank you and JJ for coming in and checking out my podcast. But again, this is a situation. And, it's funny because a lot of wrestling fans, actually podcasters, don't talk about this. They throw it under the rug, but then anything that has to do with AEW, they'll go and talk about it. So you're going to hear it here first. First thing is first. Anything that you don't really hear anywhere, you're going to hear it here first. Because I'm not into that tribalism bullshit. It has to be called out right now. And this Tessa Blanchard thing has to be called out. Because I can tell you right now, if I could see Tessa being a Slavanovich because this is what TNA wants. They think by putting the belt on her, it's going to help her. It's not helping her. Nobody wants her in TNA. I mean, every time, first of all, this is another thing that people don't, like I said, people don't talk about this. But the funny thing is, the woman wrestles, and you hear fans saying she's a racist. You hear it clearly in her matches. But TNA wants to act like this shit never happened. And you can't ignore this. You can't. Because it has happened. But again, TNA want to play that game. And what's going to happen is you're going to continue losing fans because it's bad enough you guys don't even have a TV. I don't even think you have a TV channel, access channel, and a lot of people don't have that. Your viewing is horrible. You asked WWE to help you. You got Moose who showed up at NXT with a dead reception. Everybody was like, who the hell is this guy? Which is, but that goes to show you that whoever goes see these NXT shows, they don't know anything about wrestling. There was no reaction when Moose popped out last Tuesday, a week ago. There was no reaction whatsoever. We're talking about the X Division champion from TNA shows up to confront Oba Femi and whatnot, the NXT champion, and no reaction. No reaction. There's no reaction. So that goes to show you, right now, WWE is trying to help TNA, but how far can they go? Until WWE goes and swallow them up. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, but guys, let me know what you think about this. Let me know you think Tessa Blanchard should continue wrestling in TNA, and she's definitely a cancer to the company. And is this going to change anything by TNA trying to control the media, playing dictatorship, and stopping them from asking questions, which is going to hurt her because nobody's going to want to interview her. So how she's going to be in the good graces of the fan. So let me know what you think. Leave me your comments, your feedback, and all that, and I will answer right back. Again, thank you very much for supporting the podcast, the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. This Sunday, we are doing episode 234. We're going to be reviewing the Elimination Chamber coming up Saturday. So we're definitely going to do that. And we're going to talk about, and we're going to be live also on that for the Elimination Chambers review. So that's going to happen Sunday at 12 o'clock. So be on alert for that. Also check out my podcast store. This tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. If you guys like this shirt, you have this shirt plus many other shirts plus the baseball caps, also with the Chokeslam Wrestling Report logo. So check that out. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You can follow us, especially on the YouTube channel. Guys, subscribe. We're trying to gun down for 500 subscribers, where this is the main goal to get to 500. The journey to 500. So let's see if you can keep supporting the podcast, and I appreciate it. I will see you guys Sunday. Again, let me know what you think about this whole Tessa Blanchard and TNA Wrestling using dictatorship tactics to block the media from asking Tessa Blanchard about the racist slurs that happened 5 years ago. Till then, guys, be safe.